Yo guys, what's up? It's Adam here, aka Anti-Cena Guy. What a fucking pay-per-view that was. I've seen the pay-per-view a million times already, but each time I watch this pay-per-view, everybody, I fucking get gobsmacked. What an epic pay-per-view. And I want to thank this subscriber, Black Ghostface 13, for requesting this. Because I'm doing requests at the moment for WWE pay-per-views, and he requested me to review this one right here, the Royal Rumble 2000. And he got like the most thumbs up. He got like 5 thumbs up, which I'm really glad he did. This is one pay-per-view I don't mind reviewing because it's pure epicness. 10 out of 10, 5 stars out of 5. That's how much I fucking love this pay-per-view. And watching this pay-per-view was like going back in time and being a little kid again. If you grew up through the 90s and early 2000s and you lived through, which in my opinion is the best era ever to happen in pro wrestling, the Attitude Era, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. WWF Royal Rumble 2000, epic pay-per-view. Just got done watching it moments ago, so I can do this review. And I'm going to go through one by one each match and give you my honest opinion about it. So let's get on with this. Okay, we sold out in Madison Square Garden, and the first match that took place was Taz defeating Kurt Angle. Great match. Nice little opener to the pay-per-view. Got no complaints here. I mean, I like both Taz and Kurt Angle. Up to this point, Kurt Angle was like undefeated in matches, so he was doing like open invitations, to anyone who wanted to come and challenge him. And Taz happened to be the guy this night to face Kurt Angle and defeat him. He passed out to the sleeper hold, and there was still the question about was that really legal, or was Kurt Angle still undefeated because Taz used the chokehold. Jerry King Lawler was like, he used the fucking illegal chokehold, JR, in my opinion, Kurt Angle's still undefeated, so there's still that little question mark about Kurt Angle maybe still undefeated because he lost to Taz, the chokehold and whatever. But the match itself was great. Great wrestling from both wrestling machines, in my opinion, Kurt Angle and Taz. There were suplexes over the ropes. There was a suplex on the concrete outside the ring. So both guys put on a good little opening match for the Royal Rumble, in my opinion. So, great match. Now, talk about great match. The second match. The Hardy Boys defeated the Dudley Boys in the first ever tag team tables tag match. What a fucking match this was. Unbelievable. Fucking great match. You won't see matches like this anymore for the Royal Rumble, anybody, even if they do make table matches. This was the first ever tables tag team match, and I've got to be perfectly honest with you, there'll never be a match like this. And I've met the Dudley Boys, and when I met the Dudley Boys, I even asked them myself. I says, what was your favourite all-time tables match? And both Bubba Ray and Dudley Bond said the Royal Rumble 2000, and I can understand why. This was just so fucking epic. There was chair shots to the head, there was suplexes on the concrete, there was moves done off ladders, the tables were set up on different ornaments, like on the steps and in different circumstances, where they could put the opponent through the table. There was even a stage in this match where a fan got hurt, because somebody fell off a ladder and they ended up hitting the fan, and the security was standing there like this, like he didn't really give a shit, so I don't know if that was part of the show or whatever, but again, the fan just carried on like normal, but there was that question mark. I was like, did that fan really get hurt, but anyway, Bubba got eliminated first. He went through a table, and the ending of this match was just so impressive. I mean, the ending. First, we have Bubba Ray interfering in the match. He gets hit on the head with a chair, and he goes through 2 tables off the balcony. And then Jeff Hardy gets the victory for the team by doing a swanton bomb off the balcony, through Devon, through a table, and then that was the match. And epic match. 5 stars out of 5. Both great effort by both teams. Hardy and the Dudley Boys. I mean, when you think of tables matches like TLC or just normal table matches, you always think of the Hardy Boys, you always think of the Dudley Boys, you also think of the likes of Edge and Christian and all the other teams. But what a match, absolute legendary. I mean, the first ever tag team tables match, and it's one of those matches that you'll forever remember. You know, the first ever one, and possibly the best one of all time. Great match. Then we get a Miss Swimsuit competition. Ivory versus Terry versus Jacqueline versus BB versus Luna versus the Cat. And again, what was so great about these days was the fact we get to see women hardly wearing anything. You know what I mean? I mean, Ivory looked hot in her swimsuit. We got Terry fucking hardly wearing anything down there. Epic. And then, you know, we got Kat, who's wearing bubble wrap. You know, she's not wearing any clothes, she's just wearing fucking bubble wrap. You know. Do you think any one of these women today would do anything like that? I don't think so. But then Mae Young comes out. And she's like, the fans want to see my puppies. The fans want to see my puppies. And she takes off her fucking swimsuit and her tits are exposed, making it censored on TV. And before people ask anything, no, those were not Mae Young's real tits. I mean, she even said this in an interview backstage, that there were props that were put on her tits to make them look as though they're hers. So, to make them saggy and all grossed out. So, no, they were not Mae Young's real tits. Alright, so rest assured, you know, people can calm down at that statement. But Mae Young ended up winning the competition. This was all right for shits and giggles, I suppose, you know. I mean, I'm not one point up for sticking up for Mae Young for getting her tits out. I wished it was the Cat who did that, or although the Cat did do that at one stage in a pudding match, you know, on WWE Love TV. It would be nice to have seen it again. So, such a shame it had to be Mae Young who had to do that angle, but there you have it. It was all right for shits and giggles, this part was. After this, we get a triple threat match. Chris Jericho defeated Chyna and Hardcore Holly for the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. Again, great wrestling, you know, great wrestling from all three. And, you know, when Chyna takes part in a match with the guys, you kind of always want Chyna to win. You know, she didn't win this match. She became pinned by Chris Jericho after when he did the Lion Salt. And, again, great wrestling by all three performers, you know, and what more can I say? I mean, it makes you kind of sad, you know, when you look back at some of these old pay-per-views and you see superstars and legends that are no longer with us, and Chyna is one of them. I mean, Chyna, you know, accomplished so much in WWF, you know, when she wrestled the guys, you know, taking part in a Royal Rumble match and all those other kind of things, you know. So I kind of wish she kind of walked out with the IC belt tonight, you know. I kind of wish that, but that wasn't the case. But no complaints from any three peoples from their performance. All great wrestling. Great triple threat match. And then we get the New Age Outlaws defeating the Acolytes for the Tag Team Championships. This was a short match, but it was what it was. I mean, I'm not saying it was a disastrous tag team match. It was just rather small, because now we're leading up to the main event now, and they're trying to put in like little bits and pieces. But it was a fine little tag team match for how long it was on, because the Acolytes were having a feud with the New Age Outlaws at the time. X-Pac comes out during the match and helps the New Age Outlaws win. You know, so no complaints here. Nice little tag team match. You know, it was great to see these two teams go off at it again, because again, these were tag teams from the Attitude Era, and it was nice to see them perform, you know, for that sake. So. And in the main event, folks, fuck me, talk about a main event. Cactus Jack and Triple H in a street fight for the WWF title. Triple H wins, but by God, what a fucking match this was. How the fuck can you not respect the likes of Mick Foley and Triple H after what they fucking put themselves through, you know, just to put on an entertaining main event for the fans. This was epic, people. I mean, talk about a match that makes you go, you know, your jaw drop. I mean, there was scenes, you know, where Mick Foley fell on his back on the thumbtacks, and they was all stuck in his back and all in his arm. And he even kicked out of that after taking a pedigree, and then the match ended with another pedigree, but this time on the thumbtacks, and then they was all stuck in his head, in his eye. You know, it was just absolutely riddled with thumbtacks. Cactus Jack was. I mean, What a performance. I mean, how can you not call this guy tough? For fucking landing on thumbtacks, getting torn with barbed wire, being hit over the head with steel chairs. Yet he continues the match. Yes, he continues to try and put on an epic main event for the fans. I mean, there was headshots in this. There was suplexes on the concrete. There was even a part where Mick Foley suplexed Triple H off a pallet, which caused him to have a bleeding wound in his leg. I mean, at the first I thought that was a barbed wire cut, but when I looked into it, it was caused by the pallet. You know, in this match, you know, there was an interference from The Rock in this. You know, because there was a time, you know, where Triple H handcuffed Mick Foley, you know, where he wanted to cheat to keep hitting him with the chair. You know, so again, what a street fight. I mean, you don't get street fights like this anymore. Yes, you get your weapons like your trash cans and your chairs and all that, but savageness, like they did in this match, you know, with the barbed wire and everything and the thumbtacks, you don't see that today in WWE no more, which is really, really sad. But again, Triple H got the victory after pedigreeing Mick Foley on the thumbtacks. He gets taken out in a stretcher, and then he just, Cactus Jack just grabs Triple H and throws him back in the ring and hits him with the barbed wire and gives Stephanie McMahon the evil look. And again, terrific performance by both guys, everybody. I mean, epic! What an epic match for the WWF title. I really wish I could have travelled back in time and go back to the WWF days where they put on matches like that. I would love to have witnessed that kind of stuff, but sadly it's not going to happen now. There's only one Mick Foley, everybody, and there's never going to be another one like him. And in the main event, The Rock won the 2000 Royal Rumble. Great Royal Rumble, everybody. I mean, while I was watching this Royal Rumble, I was getting very emotional, you know, watching all these entrants that were coming out, and again, they're no longer with us. People like the British Bulldog, Crash Holly, you know, Grandmaster Sexy, you know, all these guys aren't with us anymore, everybody, and it was really, really sad to watch this pay-per-view knowing that these guys aren't really with us anymore. But again, it was an entertaining Royal Rumble, you know, the Godfather coming out with his hose, and Too Cool doing their dance in the Royal Rumble ring in Madison Square Garden. At the end of the match, it came down to The Rock and the Big Show. You know, everyone thought that The Rock was done after Big Show gave The Rock a chokeslam. But then when he went to go throw him over the top ropes, The Rock connected his legs around the Big Show's head and tossed him over the top rope. And there was that question about whose feet touched first. Was it The Rock or was it the Big Show? And they led that into a storyline, you know, where Big Show was saying that The Rock's feet touched first when he tossed him over the top rope. And there's a few that continued on SmackDown or Raw, I believe, the following night. But The Rock ended up winning. So, and again, I like The Rock, you know, a true Attitude Era star. I mean, he's performing at WrestleMania this year. They're the guys in his 50s, but I know it won't be the same, but still I'll check it out. You know, because it'll be great to see, you know, an old Attitude Era star performing at the WrestleMania, like. But this pay-per-view, everybody, there's no reason whatsoever not to give it a 5 stars out of 5. This was epic, everybody, and I'd like to thank again Black Ghostface 13 for recommending this. I mean, when I saw this in the comment section, Royal Rumble 2000, instantly it clicked in my mind, like, saying, what a great choice. You know, I enjoy reviewing good pay-per-views, everybody. It's a shame I've got to review a shit one every now and then, but if that's just the way it goes, I mean, if you've got a pay-per-view you want me to review, everybody, just leave it in the comment section below, and make sure it gets plenty of thumbs up, because then that boosts the chance of your request getting done. You know, I mean, please don't be pissed off or upset with me if your your pay-per-view request doesn't get answered. There may be a postponage, or there might be like a late video made on it, but I'm really busy during the week, everybody, so that's the reason why. But yeah, the pick was the Royal Rumble 2000 from Black Ghostface 13, and I want to thank you. Thank you so much for requesting that. You know, I've really enjoyed doing this pay-per-view. It was great watching it over again, just so I could do this review for you, everybody. And again, just briefly going through this again, all these great matches, great opening from Taz and Kurt Angle, the epic first ever tables tag team match between the Hardys and the Dudleys, the swimsuit competition for shits and giggles, you know, great Intercontinental title match, and New Age Outlaws defeating the Acolytes, the epic main event, the street fight, and you get the Royal Rumble match itself, which was also a great Royal Rumble. So, again, these days will never come back, anybody. Brings a tear to your fucking eye, don't it? Thanks for watching this, everybody. Email if you've got any questions, and leave all those requests below. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.